Yeah.
Are you going to make the food? Going to go to the
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, I don't need to do that for another hour or two.
So you use all the time?
No, I'm going to be going. I'm going to be going to visit my sister soon.
And time for me?
Yeah, we're going to the thing tonight.
I can't do anything with you there.
And that's my wife. She really doesn't like me doing stuff with the fish tank.
Overtime.
I haven't done anything with the fish tank for several weeks.
I asked you to put the picture for me for a few weeks. More than a few weeks.
I might edit this part out because you guys really don't care about my personal life.
What?
I'm videotaping and recording this. She's a little grumpy sometimes.
Who are you talking to?
The video camera. I'm talking to the people who
Why my thing can't be on there? I asked you for a month ago.
I haven't put this on there yet either.
Dude, it's not fair. It's my pictures.
Your websites are all in Chinese.
Yeah, so I think you put the stuff on.
Anyways. If you notice with these rocks, I always leave the tip of the balloon and I cover the tip of the balloon with oyster shell. That way, there's always part of the balloon that's accessible. Now really at this stage, you can even build them on top of each other. You just fill in. This is one of the reasons why I use a big tote like this, is you can make large batches all at once. And just fill in like that. And then start your next one. And I always pad the base down to make sure that the base is nice and solid. Now with the balloons, it's almost, well, with the oyster do-it-yourself rock, whatever you want to call it, your possibilities are endless on what you can do. See here, I'm going to have a cave with 2 entrances. I guess technically it's called a cavern, but... And you want to make sure when you're doing 2 balloons that you want connected, that the balloons stay touching the entire time. If not, then some stuff could fall between, and you'd end up with cement blocking, and you'd have to chisel out the cement in between. And I just build up this oyster shell around the edges to ensure that the rock has the shape that I want and doesn't end up being too flat. All in all, I have to say I'm quite pleased with the quality of the rock that I've achieved. At one point I was going to buy rock, but I live in Canada, so the expense of getting it to me was just too high, and then when I finally found a supplier that could get it to me at a reasonable price, I had decided that I liked the idea of making lots of little caves, because that's the best way to make your fish comfortable, is to have lots of hiding places. And I don't feel like drilling a bunch of rock to make holes in the rock I get, so I will just make my own rock. Some things of note: you will want to have plenty of time to let your do-it-yourself rock cure in water to leach out the lime and other chemicals that are in the cement. I'm going to create another cave based on only oyster shell. I'm not going to use any balloons for this one. So basically I make my shape, I decide where my cave entrance is going to be, and I don't build up a wall there, and then I slowly fill in around, and I fill in on the inside. This way I can make the shape of the cave however I deem necessary. And I can make it as big or as small as I want. Now I usually only use the oyster shell to make caves like that. When I'm trying to make a slightly larger cave and I don't want it to be too circular, so I don't use a balloon. Now you can use larger balloons than what I've been using. The ones you've seen me use are water balloons, the small ones. But basically, there's plenty of options for using all sorts of different shapes and sizes of balloons. And I often try and make the top a little bit flat for when I put my next stuff on top of it, especially when I'm doing a larger cave. That way, I can be closer to the bottom of my pile, and when I stack my rocks, they'll be more stable. Less chance of falling over and crushing fish.